Hello, Surrender Sisters. My name is Tyra and welcome back to the channel. Today's message is called Redirect Your Focus, and I got this message from reading Matthew chapter 16 verses 5 through 12, where Jesus was speaking to his disciples and he was trying to warn them about false teachings between the Sadducees and the Pharisees. And so the term that Jesus used was yeast of the Pharisees and Sadducees. And so as he's talking to the disciples, they begin to think, oh, well, he's telling us this because we forgot to pack the bread for today, And so they begin to bicker among themselves and saying, like, going back and forth, oh, well, we forgot to pack the bread, so that's why Jesus is telling us this. And so then Jesus, overhearing what they're saying, he's like, why do you have such little faith? And like, I'm not even talking to you about that. Of course, I'm paraphrasing, but I'm not even talking to you about that. I'm trying to, warn you, make you aware of something else, but you're focused on something totally different. And then when he goes back to tell them, why is your faith so little? He reminds them of the things that he just did or had already done, like with feeding, the 5,000 with the 5 loaves of bread, and then feeding the 4,000 with the 7 loaves of bread. He's just reminding them, hey, I'm Jesus. Do you not know the miracles that I just performed? So why are you bickering among yourselves about bread? Your focus is totally off. I'm not talking about that. And so many times with us, we'll be focused on our problems, right? We'll be focused on what we're going through, the bills, health issues, the health diagnosis, a wayward child, or what have you. But then we have to remember what Jesus had already done for us. We have to remember that we were in a situation before, if it's not the same thing, something totally different, but God brought us out. And so he had to remind them, like, stop focusing on the bread and focus on the bread giver. Stop focusing on the problem and focus on the problem solver. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to warn you, make you aware of something totally different. As with us, we're so focused and so bogged down with our problems, with our issue, that we're not hearing what God may be trying to tell us. We're not focused on him. Our focus is now back on our problem, and he may be trying to give us a solution for the problem. He may be trying to give us a strategy for whatever it is that we've been praying for and asking for, but we can't hear him because we're now focused on the problem instead of the problem solver. And so Jesus reminds them of this, and he's just baffled, like, I'm not even talking about that. But if you start focusing, redirect your focus on what I'm trying to tell you, what I'm trying to show you, then you'll probably come out of that thing quicker than what it is, because that's just what the enemy wants. He wants us to be distracted by our issues. He wants us to be distracted by our problems when God has already solved the problem. God has already made the provision for whatever it is that you've needed or are in need of, but he's just waiting for us to come back into agreement, come back into believing our faith, get our faith up and trusting him through it with our minds, and our eyes on him and not our problem. So I pray that this encourages you, like when you're going through something too, because I know for myself, it's easy to get distracted by an issue or something, even if it's, like something really big. It's easy for us to get off focus or, focus on the bread, so to speak, instead of the bread giver. It's easy for us to be taken aback, by these things. And so we just have to really, and I'm looking down because I'm making sure I'm saying everything. I have my notes here with me. We just really have to be mindful of that. So I encourage you to read Matthew chapter 16 verses 5 through 12 to get the whole story. But just let this encourage you not to be focused on the problem, because we don't want to tune out God when he's trying to talk to us, when he's trying to get some information across to us, because that could be the solution or the answer to our problems. But if we're not in a position, in a posture to hear him, to receive what it is that he's saying, then we'll totally miss it, and we'll continue to be bogged down with whatever that is. And let's just, try to remember to just walk by faith, that we walk by faith and not by sight. All right, sisters, well, I pray that this blessed you. If it did, I encourage you to share it with someone. Also, like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to stay in a posture of surrender consistently at our Father's feet. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great day.